Good afternoon, Koen, Control Union in the Netherlands. I have a question summarizing a bit on the topics of today. I'm interested, especially from a processing company. We heard the farmers don't get a lot of income, and now by your revealing, let's say, statistical analysis first, and then also the fact that apparently, the discounters are especially the ones that drive prices on the volume of the chocolate. What's the role in the sustainability discussions of the retailers? That's to the lady of cargo.
Like everybody, can you hear me? So like everybody in the value chain, we all have a responsibility towards sustainability. And I would say that there are examples of retailers that definitely are going on the sustainability, and something that is very, very welcome. Ultimately, I do agree with, it was said earlier before this day, it has to be the consumer to demand it, and it has to be brought up like that. But today, one of the issues is that it is very difficult for the consumer to realize what is the value of the activities that are done. So without that realization, it is very difficult to get any type of premium. Someone said already, those products are sold exactly at the same price as the rest, yet they don't cost the same. So one of the challenges that we have is how to make that rewarding and sustainable over time. If we are here in 10 years from now still talking about Cocoa Action and World Cocoa Foundation and sustainability, it means that we have utterly failed. In 10 years from now, those programs have to be gone and the industry has to be sustainable. I hope it answers.
Is there another question?
Hi Francesca, sorry to put you on the spot again. I just wanted to know, looking back, you very eloquently, I think, summarised the situation. Grind capacity has gone up significantly, demand hasn't. I just wonder what you see for the next 3 to 5 years. Should we be more optimistic about demand growth in the chocolate industry over the next 3 to 5 years? And if so, where is it likely to be driven by?
Okay, it's a big prediction. I am confident, so I don't think I have any reason to believe that we will be departing from a 2% growth. On the other hand, history has shown us, and I think if you put together the various charts that were shown today, that at current prices, demand does flatten out. If you look at a historical relationship between price and the growth of demand and the growth of grind, you can see that at these price levels we can achieve, let's call it 0.5% on average. And at lower price levels we can go back to growth rates of 2+. So that is for me the answer. I think in the short term, the situation is not pretty, and there is enough capacity, most definitely. But there's a lot of risks in the industry, and that was also the essence of the presentation, which is for a processor, if you get your risk management wrong, you might not actually have that capacity available in the system. And so therefore that will also have impact on short-term availability of products, short-term margins and all the rest. But it is a very complex situation at the moment, many moving parts, which is, you see what you see in the industry today.
I'd like to add that certainly the US market mirrors the UK and German market in terms of the mass discounters, and where most people are buying chocolate, which leads into an interesting thought, and maybe you can answer that, is that there's more and more push for placement of product, so it's easily available. So you go into every duty-free shop around the world, and it's the same chocolate. You go into every mass merchandiser, every drugstore, pharmacy, gas station, and you see the same product. And so it's quick grab and go. But is that just really feeding the supply chain, but not really increasing consumption? You have it in the coffee industry as well, the same issues. And how much, where is the balance? Is consumers demanding it, or?
I think that what we see today is at both ends of the spectrum. You have, demand for convenience and affordable products, but also you have demand for indulgence. So the duty-frees and the specialties and the chocolatiers and all of that. But it is very, very niche. We will not be able to support, 4.1 or 2 million tons of production if we all want to move the consumer to a premium product. There is only so much premium product, I think, that this market can retain. And if that is the way we're going, that's fine. But then we only need a market that's 20% of the size of today.
Are there any other questions before we wrap it up?
Yeah, good afternoon. From your presentation, we saw that you made mention that the price of cocoa beans have increased over the years, has doubled, but that has not been reflected in the standard of living of farmers. And what are processes? You see, the processors and the producers, the gap between them is so wide. What can you do in order to narrow the gap so that farmers can benefit from their harvest?
Thank you. So, what the industry is doing today is a lot. For the first time since we have started talking about sustainability, which in the case of Cargill, I think it is more than 10 years. It is actually getting together, getting everybody around the table and make sure the money doesn't get spilled, but it is invested in the right way. We are seeing that concentrated efforts in some countries, in particular in Ivory Coast, are yielding results. You have improvement in the farmer way of life, in the ability to get yield from the farm, etc. And this is going to improve. I see no reason for stopping that. I see a lot of effort being put in from Ghana, and actually that is the next target where a lot of attention should go. And for me, my concern today is Indonesia. There is no solution for Indonesia on the short term. Not really positive on the crop development there, and the farmer not seeing really that as a viable, as a viable way of life. So looking forward, I do believe that the solution is in getting more productivity. We cannot continue to rely on getting more land because there isn't any more land, and still today, unfortunately, a lot of the production growth does come from land.
And Michelle, can't let you off the hook so easily.
Yes, explain one of the formula now.
In your data, because there isn't the exact fit, so you had to use confectionery, which of course includes a lot of sugar, milk, nuts. And how much in terms of those pricing can you statistically take that out to see how accurate it is and with the variances?
Well, it would have been a nice exercise, but to do that I would need to know the volume and the price of other component of the consumer price index. Actually, I bothered what I called many times the Office of National Statistics here in London. They don't publish. I talked with the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and they do not publish at all. Maybe they are not interested, I don't know. But for the, I cannot break down the consumer price index for confectionery, because to do that, they will need to tell me the volume and the price of each component, because otherwise I cannot break it down. That is a price index is a weighted average. So if I do not have the other element, I cannot take it out what I needed to. So this is also the problem.
No, the real reason is the blood sugar program is too complex.
Yeah.
Oh, is it so?
Yeah. To be continued.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
exactly. Okay, so we're going to thank you very much. And